Hello, everyone. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. I'm not sure where people are. My name is Rajat Rana, and I'll be your moderator for this ML leadership panel. I have three amazing panelists with me, and I have a few questions prepared to ask them. And I think it's a great opportunity for you to ask questions as well about how ML engineering works at Pinterest. I'll start with a quick introduction to myself. I've been at Pinterest for 6 years now. I currently lead the growth engineering team at Pinterest. Our goal is to grow the number of users that use Pinterest and find it valuable. Of course, there really wouldn't be a Pinterest to grow without machine learning, and so I'm really excited to be here and to moderate this panel with Dong Tao, Longbin, and Ray. I'll ask each of the panelists to give a quick introduction to themselves, how long they've been here, the team they work on, and so on. Longbin, you want to start?
Sure, of course. Super excited about that. Hello, everyone. I'm Long Bin. I'm the Director of Machine Learning Engineer at Pinterest. I've been with Pinterest for over 3.5 years now. Currently, I'm leading the ads signal team, where our main focus is to develop user and ad signals to improve our ads quality. I'm very excited about being involved in this journey of leveraging power of machine learning to bring impactful results to our ads business. Thank you.
Dong Tao, would you like to go next?
Sure. Yeah. Very excited. Hey, everyone. My name is Dong Tao. I lead the ads engagement modeling team in Ads Ranking. My team builds machine learning models to predict the click-through rate. For example, the probability to click, to repeat, or to watch the video. So these scores will be used in the marketplace for bidding. I joined Pinterest at the beginning of this year. Previously, I worked in Google and Twitter. I'm very excited about applying machine learning techniques to address real-world application problems. And really enjoy working with brilliant but friendly colleagues here in a super collaborative environment. Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, Dong Tao. Ray, would you like to go next?
Sure. Hey, everyone. I'm Ray. It's an honor to be on this panel. I have been at Pinterest for 5.5 years. I'm currently a senior manager for the knowledge team, which is a horizontal team focusing on building the knowledge graph, content, and user understanding features to power personalization for Pinterest across both organic and ads. I enjoy working in this domain as it involves both research of state-of-the-art machine learning techniques and also driving business goals at the same time. Thank you. Nice to be here.
Awesome. Thank you so much, all of you. We have a panel that covers ads, content, and signals understanding, personalization. I work on growth, I worked on search, so I encourage the audience to ask any questions that you have about ML engineering at Pinterest. I did prepare a few questions to grill the panel. Just to ask the panelists. So I'll do those first, and I encourage people to post comments, and we'll pull in those comments in the second part of the session. So my first question is to all of the panelists. I'd love to talk about what's next on your teams. You talked a bit about what your teams work on, but it'd be interesting for the audience, I think, to hear more about what are some exciting things coming up on your machine learning roadmaps. What's one thing you're excited about in the next 6 to 12 months on your teams? And I guess we can go in the order of the intro. So Longbin, do you want to start?
Sure. Something that we're excited about is that our team is actually going to partner with ATG to work on a heterogeneous graph. It's a graph that are going to connect multiple entities within ads domain, like advertisers, users, teams, a lot of entities that in this area. This heterogeneous graph going to help us to understand is for the connections between these entities And we believe that by data mining all these relations among these entities going to help us to produce a lot of great signals. And we could use these signals for improving our ads quality a lot. I just can't wait to see the kind of impact that this new approach is going to bring us and bring the impact to our ads business.
Yep. Dong Tao, would you like to go next?
Sure. Yeah, we have a number of big bets for 2024. I think besides continuous investment on user sequence modeling and enriching other powerful features, the big bet I want to talk about is on the large model area. Yeah, we want to explore and build a super large foundation model with multi-billions of parameters. We have Unlock Class opened the door for large model areas this year, and in next year, the super large foundation model can leverage the most advanced model architecture and can train on the enhanced data across multiple surfaces, and it can leverage real-time sequence and other powerful features. With the foundational model, we can generate more effective embeddings to better represent sparse features and share them across different models, different stage in the as ranking funnel. We can also use a large foundation model as a teacher model and train fine-tuned student model to serve them for different purposes, different stages in the funnel. Another benefit for the large foundation model, it can also facilitate the alignment between the early ranking and full ranking, which is L1 and L2, or even other stages like retrieval, across the whole co-funnel to achieve much better cross-funnel performance. I'm really looking forward to these exciting opportunities ahead of us.
Thank you. Ray, what are some exciting things on your roadmap for the next 6 to 12 months?
Sure. Yeah, it doesn't seem right not to talk about large language model in 2024 as someone who works in content understanding. So yeah, a key area of investment for my team next year is to leverage large language model to build a knowledge graph and also to help the content understanding signal construction. So traditional way of building knowledge graph using domain expert is proven to be slow and costly. So large language model like GPT can be treated as experts for almost all domains. So we shall leverage it more. And besides building the knowledge graph, large language model is also a powerful vehicle to boost machine learning models' performance. So the team actually has invested some MVPs this year in these two directions, and we saw some promising results. So next year, we'll like to go further in this direction and deepen the experience. So looking forward to that.
I'm really excited about the examples you all talked about, because you talked about, I heard LLMs, I heard super large foundational models. So all sounds extremely exciting. But I also heard things that are more unique to Pinterest. I heard about knowledge graphs. I heard about heterogeneous graphs. I think this gives the audience a picture of how we can work on state-of-the-art ML.
Yep.
But Pinterest has a richness to its data and its problems that's just really unique compared to other companies. I wanted to spend a little bit of time talking about some past successes, and then we'll switch back to talking about teams. I'd love to talk about a success story that you experienced in the past, where machine learning played a pivotal role in achieving organizational goals in your teams. Any success stories that you can talk about from the recent history would be great. And for these questions, just feel free to come up and talk about them. So whoever want to go first.
Yeah, I can go first. Talk about
Sure.
the story of my team this year. Yeah, I think this year is like a very exciting year for our team. We work on the CTR modeling. CTR modeling has been evolved very fast in the past decades. In the past decade, from I think the early stage like a GPDT and the logistic regression, then later to the deep neural network, multi-layer perceptron, and also like later to the deep cross network. The model evolves very fast and like become larger and larger. I think every generation of the model architecture brought performance lift to the CTR performance. Earlier this year, we enabled like a GPU serving capability for our eyes and machine learning models. This opened the door for us to further explore like large model architectures. Yeah, this year we have like multiple waves of launches. We successfully launched the like deep cross network version 2 together with the GPU serving, achieve like a significant performance lift. Later on, we also successfully launched the transformer layer and the module to leverage the rich and real-time user sequence information. Yeah, we also tried like many other model architectures and modules like MaxNet and etc. And finally, like later this year, we adopt like a deep and hierarchical ensemble network to combine all these like different methods, modeling techniques together to achieve the best performance. Yeah, all of this hard work on the large model area paid off this year. It's a very fruitful year of our team. We improved our CTR prediction a lot. The CTR improvement contributes to the top line metrics such as like revenue growth, efficient spending of advertiser budget, and last but not least, better pinner experience as well. Very exciting.
Wow, that's a lot of ML innovation that I just heard about. That's amazing to see. Anyone else like to talk about an example where ML played a pivotal role in your teams?
Yeah, sure. Also, thank you. I congratulate Dong Tao. We have seen great improvement in answer writing. Very proud of that. I also want to talk about the technology of machine learning, how machine learning could impact our product in our team. Everyone probably know that the transformer self-attention mechanism has been pretty popular in recent years. We have seen great results coming from BERT, from the LLM, and even GPT. Yeah, and it have revolutionized this field by capturing the contextual relationship between the sequence through a self-attention model. In Pinterest, we're already leveraging this transformer to build a pinner stage in our team. We also leverage the transformer to apply to user offsite events. And this helps us to extract insights and create a powerful user embedding. And we call it user offsite embedding. After our team created this user offsite embedding, we have successfully applied this embedding as a signal for many machine learning models, like ads ranking, ads retrieval, email notifications, and we all see great improvement on these models. And that's a good example that the Pinterest and our team could leverage the state-of-the-art technology and machine learning models to help improve our models and productions.
That's awesome. As I was preparing some of the questions for this panel, I looked at your LinkedIn profiles, and I counted that we worked at 12 different companies before coming to Pinterest. So I was curious. That's a whole lot of different domains, applications, and machine learning has completely changed in the last 10 years or so. Based on your experience, how do you think machine learning at Pinterest is different compared to other companies the audience can work at?
I can go first.
Yeah, sure. Go for it.
I can go first. Yeah, I haven't worked for many companies, but yeah, compared with the other companies I worked before, there are two differences. One, Pinterest is very heavily invested in ML, so almost every backend team in core and monetization have some kind of machine learning engineers. So as a result, machine learning is adopted in a lot of products across the whole company. So I think the reason behind this is because we have leadership that are ML experts. Thus, the whole company has fostered a strong ML atmosphere. For instance, we encourage people to attend conferences and publish papers, engineer blogs. Pinterest also hosts a conference like this ML Day. And we also have a weekly company-wide ML lunch where state-of-the-art technologies are shared. And each team, like mine, also has launch and learn sessions and paper reading sessions. So benefit from all these efforts. So Pinterest is pretty advanced on leveraging the state-of-the-art algorithms. Yeah. Difference number 2, in the same time, Pinterest has massive volume of data. So, and both on visual and text, which is rare. So such data is like a gold mine for any machine learning engineers. That's, in fact, one of the reasons I joined Pinterest at the beginning. Mm-hmm. Right? Hope this helps.
Anyone else?
I can jump in. Really great summaries. I actually agree a lot. By the way, I probably work, the most company that I work for. Like I start my career at Yahoo and then Microsoft and then Twitter. I running as a head of machine learning at House and then chief data scientist at Glassdoor. And then I joined Pinterest about 3 years, half a year ago. So I work for many companies from large size to small size. But I think compared to all the other companies, Pinterest stands out as it has a very strong machine learning community. We have relatively high number of machine learning engineers within the organization, which kind of a sign that Pinterest commitment to leveraging machine learning and Pinterest recognition of how important machine learning is in driving success in our major applications. For example, in our home feed or ads ranking. I also want to echo Ray's point that actually Pinterest senior leadership, most of them or many of them has strong machine learning. They only promote a culture of innovation in machine learning, but they also provide valuable guidance to the team or a mentorship to the team. Their expertise serve as a source of inspiration and foster a good understanding of how important and how useful the machine learning would be across the organization. Yeah, I want to echo Ray's point. Like, yeah, we have huge machine learning community and we have strong machine learning leadership.
Dongta, you're the newest to Pinterest. I'm curious for your perspective as well.
Yeah, I joined the beginning of this year, so I have like a fresher comparison. Yeah, I echo like what Longbin and Ray said. Like before joining Pinterest, I think I learned Pinterest mostly from the technical blogs and also papers that are published by Pinterest engineers. Yeah, I read a lot of them. I think the machine learning engineers at Pinterest did a great job, like writing up and publish their awesome work. Yeah, those like articles, I learned a lot from them. Before I joined Pinterest. Yeah, I got to see like how the state of art of models and techniques are actually used to the production system at Pinterest. Yeah, and how the work improved the business metrics. After I joining, I found that there is a very strong machine learning community in the company with a very high density of machine learning talents. Yeah, this is true, and a lot of cross-org collaborations because of this strong machine learning community. Yeah, we have lots of collaborations across core and monetization. Yeah, we share the machine learning improvements ideas through like different forums. Yeah, those collaborations are very helpful. Yeah, you got the chance for the knowledge sharing and brainstorming with experts of different domains across the company. Yeah, this is like one thing that get me like excited to work every day. Yeah,
This really resonates with me as well. The talent, the community, the support for innovation, or even the need for innovation at our company. I want to switch to talk about teams, and then this is maybe the last question I will ask, and I'll switch over to audience questions. So please feel free to add comments, and I'll use from there. So, what does it take, in your opinion, to succeed as an ML engineer at Pinterest? Maybe one way I'll ask this is, what do you look for when you're hiring for your teams? We can go.
I probably can start.
Yeah.
I probably start with stating the basic, and Ray and Dongtao feel free to add more. Okay. Yeah. So, in my opinion, there are several key factors to be successful as a machine learning engineer at Pinterest. First, it's important to have solid machine learning knowledge. Of course, right? It includes a deep understanding of stats, of math, and core concept of machine learning. This knowledge forms a backbone of effectively designing and implementing machine learning models and algorithms. And second, it's also important to have strong software engineering skills. Machine learning engineers should be proficient in coding language, and it has experience in building robust and scalable systems. Solid software engineer skills enable machine learning engineers to develop efficient and maintainable codes, as well as architecting scalable machine learning systems. The third, and this is a personal opinion, that as a machine learning engineer, it's crucial to maintain curiosity and a commitment for a lifelong continuous learning. Because machine learning knowledge in this domain has been evolving all the time, and the change is pretty fast, and so everyone has to be curious and keen in learning. I just want to share some thoughts and probably lay the foundation. And Ray and Dongtao, please help chime in to see how to be a successful machine learning engineer in Pinterest.
I can add a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, I think besides a solid software echo. Yeah, besides a solid software and machine learning technical foundation, which is a must for any machine learning engineer, I like to mention two additional aspects. So for industry, machine learning is always a means to an end, not the ultimate goal. So we use machine learning techniques to power a real production use case, which drives business goal for the company. That's the ultimate goal. So when I actually hire, so besides evaluating their technical strength, I also value whether an engineer has product sense. So this means when I ask questions like, describe a successful project you have done before, I look for answers that includes what product their work powers and what business impact it yields. So I think this is especially important for senior engineers. And another quality I also look for from candidates is communication, which is of course not restricted to ML engineers, but very important for them. So as an engineer, writing good code, building good models are not enough if you can't explain it clearly to others, especially machine learning sounds like a complicated system. So that makes the communication more important. So especially when you grow into senior roles, the importance of communication took a much bigger role in your growth. So because it enables you to get your ideas across and to convince people to buy your ideas and realize the bigger strategy. Okay, I hope this helps.
Any quick comments, Dongtao?
Yeah, just want to echo one important point. I agree. The mindset of continuous learning. This is especially important for machine learning to being a successful machine learning engineers in the industry, because I think machine learning techniques moving forward very fast. Yeah. So be ready to learn new things and try new methods. And there are also a lot of publicly available materials, and also like within the current company, there are a lot of forums you can learn from, and like machine learning experts you can learn from. So lots of learning opportunity as well. Yeah.
Awesome. Cool. I'll switch over into some audience questions. I see we have a bunch. We have about 15 minutes. So I'll start with an interesting question from Gerardo that's kind of related to what we were just talking about. For the panel, do you think it is possible to switch from STE to ML engineer? What advice would you give to make this career change? Anyone that'd like to answer?
I probably could start. I think it's totally possible, and it's actually doable. And I also witnessed a few cases in within Pinterest. We have engineers that has a lot of interest and passion about machine learning. We actually has an internal mobility program that software engineer actually could apply for machine learning roles as long as they could has the necessary machine learning knowledge and skills. And so the key here is, start taking courses, lessons, learn lessons from, machine learning courses, and to get a good understanding of machine learning, and start working on machine learning projects if you have opportunity. And then, that's going to be a natural process for you to transition from a SDE to a machine learning engineer. So my answer is yes, it's totally possible. The advice I would get is, act now and start looking, learn more machine learning, and looking opportunities to transition into MLE role.
I fully agree. Pinterest is an amazing place to do this. Some of the strongest ML engineers I work with did not start their careers as ML engineers. I see a question from around generative AI. I think we talked a bit about that, so I guess we'll skip this one because we talked a bit about this. Hopefully that was useful. Talking about Spurti's question, how does Pinterest handle data privacy and ethical considerations in its ML algorithms, especially given the vast amount of user data involved? I think we have a lot of experience in this, in the ads domain, for example, with all the privacy changes and with handling user data. I'm curious if any of you has a perspective here.
I can speak a little bit. Because my team has been involved in a big cross-function project called DSA. It's to comply with the European data privacy regulation. So that could, if we don't do it properly, it could yield a 6% revenue penalty for Pinterest. So yeah, I think multiple team has been involved in this project to add different tags, add privacy tags on all the user level signals, and adopted across all the tech stacks that use user level signals. I think it has been like a year effort. And yeah, we are very excited that in August, this has been fully launched. So we treat these as top priority for Pinterest.
Yeah, I also can chip in. I believe Pinterest treat this data privacy very seriously. There's two levels of that. One is like compliance. I still remember the day we're dealing with iOS 14 compliance. All the way from GDPR, California Consumer Protection Data Act, as well as DSA. Right, so that's a series of like legal requirements that they will need to comply with, and we always take them very serious. But we are not just doing that. We are actually more proactively protecting users' privacy, particularly in, for example, underage users case. We take it very seriously. We like voluntarily reduce the ad or even remove the ads for those users, and we protect those any like unsafe activity for those users. That's because we want to treat our user very and take good care of them and take good care of their data privacy.
Great, thank you. Maybe switching over to a question from Ying Ying. What are some best practices you guys could share on improving the model online, I think it's inference performance, especially for latency sensitive products like ads ranking? So talk about how these giant models actually work in milliseconds, I guess.
Yeah, I think I can take this one. Yeah, I think like data and feature are two very important aspects for this one. I think like for the feature side, for example, we are developing the like real-time feature. So real-time sequence feature. So this will give the let the model react to the like latest user interest trend like in second. So like so this is like a very important, and also like on the data and the training side. So we want to like have the model like train in a timely manner, continuous and timely manner. So the model can capture any change in the user interest or any like hot topics on Pinterest. So and give the better timely sensitive prediction for the changes.
I can switch over to a question from Samra. This question is for you, Ray. Ray, how do you plan to evaluate the LLM model usage in building knowledge graphs? Asking this mainly since evaluation of LLM models isn't super straightforward.
Yeah, sure, I can take that. I briefly answered in the chat, but I can answer in more depth. So ask this question, how to evaluate our own model. It's very broad. So we need to narrow down to what kind of applications. So yeah, if we talk about knowledge graph, there are two ways to evaluate. Number one is we sample the data that we extracted using GPT and let the domain expert eyeball and give quality measurement. Are they relevant or not? Are they safe or not? Things like that. Then give a score, compare with like a human curated. Other knowledge graph come from other methodologies. Yeah, but this is more like a guidance for offline development. But the real measurement is online experiment. Is this large language model derived KG actually boost the metrics? So that's the golden criteria. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Let me take a look at other questions. I think maybe this will follow up to a previous question from Sai Meghna. Would you prefer a starting MLE with a couple of years of experience as an SD for an MLE role? Would there be any advantages or disadvantages to having software development engineer experience? I can't think of any disadvantages, but I'm curious what the panel thinks.
I think so you need to change the mindset. So of course you need to have some basic software development experience. So you can read how to write a model, right? You can know how to run the model. But there's a slight disadvantage because general software development has more deterministic outcome, while machine learning actually has a lot of uncertainty. So you need to, sometimes you build the model and it works great, but most of the time it doesn't work in the first time. So you need to go in, actually, you cannot treat the model as a black box anymore. You need to actually dig into the unwrap it, do data analysis and figure out how to fix it. So could be some frustration involved. So you need to switch the mindset to adopt.
I also can.
I'd love to comment on a mindset change. Hangbin, go ahead.
Okay, sorry, thank you. Well, assuming everything else equal, then I think a few years of software engineer experience will be definitely a plus. That's my opinion. Because like I said, like, we are looking at two important skills. One is machine learning skills. The other one is software engineering skills. So assuming that two person has both same amount of machine learning skills, and one has a couple years of software engineer skills, that I think that's a preferable situation to have that.
Yeah, I want to echo this. Like, for example, in some machine learning areas, like the feature engineering, we also need to do considerable amount of software engineering work, building the feature. Even the machine learning theory, what's the best way to do it. You still need software engineering skills to implement the feature right, to serve the feature right. Yeah.
Yes. Maybe two more questions and then we'll wrap up. So next from Kalem Lucky. How are you all integrating your ML approach with advanced data lakehouse platforms like Snowflake or Databricks? I think to generalize the question, maybe you can also talk about ML platforms at Pinterest and what you build within your teams versus what you use from ML platforms that we have. So feel free to answer the direct question or talk about platforms and how we approach ML platforms in general.
Yeah, I probably could start. Yeah. Well, we are machine learning engineers, right? Like I said, we both have machine learning skills, knowledge, and as well as software engineering skills. Are supposed to have strong machine learning infrastructure knowledge and capability, right? So we do not really separate the machine learning versus the platform in our design, right? We take a holistic view of machine learning engineering. When we're thinking about machine learning models, we always at the same time thinking about the infrastructure, the platform that could support all these machine learning models. So it's so integrated, it's going very hard to talking about machine learning models without talking about how we serve it, how we train a model. And if you're just talking about platform, we're always thinking about the model that we want to do. So in my opinion, that that's a highly integrated coupled two components of a machine learning job tasks.
I guess just a time check. Maybe the last question I'll get to. This is from Shruti. This is again talking about what it takes to be a successful ML engineer, maybe talking a little bit about data science, which is an overloaded term in many companies. What is the ratio of expertise required in the qualifications like ML knowledge, data pipeline, statistics, modeling in the data science versus machine learning engineer roles? Maybe we can also talk about how data science and machine learning engineering is different. Because I think many companies, data science is what we call machine learning engineering anyway. So maybe it's useful to talk about what it means at Pinterest in your opinions.
Yeah, I can talk my opinion. So I think in Pinterest, I think the data scientists and the machine learning engineers are different, quite different roles. So here, data scientists more on the business analysis or on the more on the data side. I think all the models and the feature engineering, they actually worked by the machine learning engineers. Yeah, so I think this is a little different from some other companies where the data scientists are actually doing the machine learning engineer work. Yeah, here at Pinterest, it is not the case. I think for machine learning engineer qualifications, the solid machine learning knowledge, data pipeline, I think modeling techniques, these are all very, very important. Yeah, I think the knowledge on the statistics is also a big plus. Yeah.
Yeah, I can add on a little bit more because my team has all these type of roles. So if you want to become a machine learning engineer, I think you need to have a broad knowledge on what is modeling, what data pipeline looks like, basic statistic foundations. You need all these. But once you get broad knowledge, you should pick a direction or pick a smaller, narrow domain and go deep in there. So team requires different expertise. So no matter what you do, is focusing on modeling or focusing on data pipeline, do it well, and you will succeed at any team.
So we are at time, and I want to keep us on schedule. So thanks to all the audience members for the questions. Thanks Dong Tao, Longbin, and Ray for answering. It was really interesting even for me. So next, I think we'll take a short break, and then we'll be back with more content.
All right. Enjoy the rest of your conference.
Thank you, everyone.